Are we going to see Rasmus Andersson in the VGK lineup tonight as the Golden Knights kick off a 4-game road trip in Boston? There are no reports of his arrival yesterday. We'll take a look at the battle between VGK and the Bruins. It comes your way next, right here on Locked On Golden Knights.
You're Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Well, hi again from Las Vegas, Tony Dasco and Chris Gawlik. Welcome to Locked On Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, now the number one sports podcast network on the planet. A longtime sportscaster, a marketing consultant, and the host of the Believe in Vegas podcast. Chris is the owner of Silver State Cards and Sports and the host of the Hockey News Collectible Show. Now, coming up on today's show, we'll talk about VGK starting the roadie in Boston. 10% of VGK is up for sale, and locks, props, and chance for tonight's game. And don't forget to watch us each and every day on the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network. We are on daily at 1 o'clock, and that's in the afternoon, Monday through Friday, SSSEN on YouTube TV or on Cox Cable Channel 77. So, Chris, it came down to a decision for Rasmus Andersson between Boston and VGK. In the end, Andersson selects the Golden Knights. As we know, the Bruins backed off after Andersson said that he wouldn't sign that long-term extension. I'm wondering if there will be some hard feelings by the Bruins tonight after missing out on the offensive defenseman. We are not sure if everything is clear through immigration. However, we did see those photos circulating yesterday of Andersson's family in Las Vegas at a local hotel. They landed in Las Vegas yesterday. My guess is he flew to Boston to connect with the team. His debut will have to be over the next couple of nights, you have to believe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly how this stuff works and how long it normally takes. I feel like this trade happened over the weekend and it's Thursday, and that feels like enough time. So hopefully Andersson is on the ice tonight because the Golden Knights need him. Otherwise, you're looking at some combination of Magna or Coughlin on the last pairing, and they got a slight upgrade if Andersson's out there instead.
VGK begins this pivotal 4-game road swing in Boston tonight. The Golden Knights and Bruins are looking to start, I should say, some new overall win streaks. VGK having its 7-game win streak snapped here against the Flyers in the 2-1 home loss, and Boston's 6-game win streak ended in Dallas as they fell to the Stars after trailing 6-0. But Boston is also still on a 5-game home win streak. So these are two streaky teams, and the team that wins tonight looking to go on another win streak, basically.
Yeah, I mean, the Golden Knights, obviously, that game against the Flyers, that's something they want to flush out of their memory bank. Was not the best game. Definitely would expect Jack Eichel and Tomas Hertl to certainly have a higher influence maybe than normal tonight because of the turnovers they had. And yeah, looking at the recent history here, like you said, you got the home winning streak, you got the winning streak that got snapped for Boston. There's one little thing in the Golden Knights' favor. It's the fact that the Golden Knights had the extra travel day. So Golden Knights were able to be in Boston yesterday, practice and everything, whereas the Boston Bruins had their game on the 20th against the Stars, 1 day in between. So they were, I would assume they were not on the ice practicing in any capacity yesterday. So good chance for maybe the Golden Knights to get the jump on this game. And then hopefully if that happens, there's no looking back.
David Pastrnak, 60 points, 43 for Morgan Geekie for this Bruins team, which is improved over the last couple of seasons, let's say. Yesterday, you said that the Golden Knights had that extra day, and they practiced at Boston University. Jack Eichel and his teammates were there, and then Eichel spoke to the current hockey team at his alma mater, which I thought was pretty cool. They skated on the smaller rink. They had a good time, and then Eichel addressed the team at his alma mater. Big day for Jack.
Yeah, and something like that might carry over to the game as well. So, like I said earlier, look for Eichel to have some type of influence as this game is a little more near and dear to his heart. Look at the goaltending, Swayman and Korpisalo for the Bruins. Swayman's at 903, Korpisalo right around the league average at 8.96. I would assume the Golden Knights will see Swayman. Swayman had a rough year last year. He had a very public offseason, I guess, as far as his negotiating for wanting a certain amount of money on his next contract. And he was making a lot of comments about it. It played out more publicly probably than it needed to. But now this season, that's all behind. And it seems like he's been able to focus strictly on not just the Bruins, I guess, but also being an Olympian.
Are the Golden Knights going to bring up Samsonov from the KHL so that we could see the second goalie fight of the season? That would be a lot of fun. Will it be Akira Schmid tonight? How will the Golden Knights play the goaltenders here in the rotation? The bigger games in Toronto, even though the Golden Knights are trying to diminish the importance of that rematch.
Right.
But Aidan Hill, save Hill for Toronto. How do they play the goaltenders in this back-to-back?
Good question. I mean, Hill was okay against the Flyers. I say okay because it's hard to necessarily fault a goalie for only giving up 2 breakaways. Now, neither attempt looked like it was the best attempt to stop the breakaway, but again,
he didn't try.
Yeah, no, the optics were definitely poor. It was very Robin Lehner-esque. So he was fine, but you also look back to Aidan Hill's start against the Maple Leafs, and that wasn't fine. That was anything but fine. A couple bang goals, but also a few goals that were a little Charmin soft as well. And I wouldn't be surprised if they ran Hill out tonight and went with Schmid tomorrow. Schmid's the better goalie. He's in better form right now. And why put the extra pressure on Aidan Hill right now? That's maybe the question. Although in the same breath, Hill definitely is battle tested when it comes to the pressure moments, at least if we're going to go back to his Stanley Cup performance a few years back.
That's too long ago. Yeah,
I don't disagree with that, but
for
I think Cassidy might see it that way.
A key in tonight's game will be special teams. I'm sure VGK has been working on its power play unit after going just 1 for 7 on that unit that they have dominated with throughout the course of the season against the Flyers, 1 of 7. And the Golden Knights should get opportunities as, get this, Chris, the Bruins have a league high average of 13 penalty minutes this season. Maybe they should add Jeremy and Lausanne to make that even like 15, 17. Bruce Cassidy said yesterday, yes, VGK did work on its power play pace, and VGK going up against the former Golden Knight assistant, future VGK Hall of Famer, Steve Spott's power play unit.
Wow, I had no idea Steve Spott made his way.
Isn't that great? I'm sorry.
Boston. I had no idea where the heck you were going with that. I just sat back and was
I
on
didn't
the
know
ride
where
right
I
there.
was going. Dry your eyes, bro. I know it's a big deal tonight. But special teams will play a part in this. It'll be a factor in tonight's game.
Yeah, for sure. And again, we're talking about Jack Eichel and his influence on the power play. You talked about pace. Pace is definitely important. You want to get motion on the power play, and that's something the Golden Knights have been very good at doing. Motion starts by working it with your quarterback and your 2 elbows, and then once you get that motion happening, that's where you either look for a shot from up high through, where you got a nice shot where you have a nice lane to get through, or you look to get a low and you work on that bumper play, or the secondary option is all the way across for Dorofeev and his one-timer. And Jack Eichel's been firing the puck a little bit from the left elbow as well. So I would not be surprised to see an emphasis on quicker pace. You said pace a second ago. So a quicker entry and looking to get a quicker shot off. And then that's when you kind of catch them off guard and timing. And it's almost, as weird as this sounds, it's almost similar to a play action working the right way in a football game. You run play action to catch the team off guard a little bit, and you're kind of working the run and stuff like that, and then you hit them with a deep bomb. It's kind of the same thing when you're changing your speed and your pace on a power play. If you catch the other team anticipating quickly and stuff like that, same thing. That's where the timing is disrupted, and that's where a shooting lane opens up or a passing lane opens up.
One of the things that the Flyers did very well in defending VGK's power play unit, they pretty much blocked the puck anytime that Mark Stone tried to put it in front of the crease. So you overplay there. I think what you need to do is pretty much hug that area right next to the goaltender and make sure that he does not have the ability to throw the puck out into the blue paint area. I think that's one of the keys there that made the Flyers successful.
Really
Coming up
quickly,
next,
5 seconds. Really quickly, the Flyers, what they did well that game, they pressured the VGK power play. 2 players attacked at the VGK's blue line, and there was always 2 players attacking the puck, and the VGK couldn't get that secondary pass off.
Next, according to the Daily Faceoff, Bill Foley's looking to sell off 10% stake in the franchise. Chris is already looking at the bank account and might have to ante up. We'll tell you more about it next, right here on Locked On Golden Knights. There's nothing like being near the ice during hockey season. The speed, the hits, the atmosphere, it is definitely unmatched. And watching at home is great, but being in the building is a completely different experience. The only thing that used to get in the way of actually getting tickets, long queues, endless screens, and prices that would change at checkout. That was so annoying. But that's why Game Time is a game changer, Mr. Gawlik. The Game Time app gives you the advantage, gives it back to fans. It's the hack for unlocking amazing NHL tickets and experiences. You just have to do it in a few taps. And I definitely always pull up Game Time to check out all of the pricing on Vegas Golden Knights games and how fast it takes to get great seats. It's amazing. Fees are included. Another little hack, wait outside of T-Mobile to that very last minute, and those prices start to plummet. Do it, and you can get into the arena for a really good deal. Know the total up front, no surprise fees at checkout, and that is definitely a priority when you're buying tickets. You could see NHL tickets available in some markets for as low as $25. It makes it easy to plan a game night. Definitely check it out. So take the guesswork out of buying NHL tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app today, create an account, use that promo code LOCKEDONNHL, and you will receive $20 off of your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, use the redeem code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off. Welcome back on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights. Tony Dasco, Chris Gawlik from Las Vegas. Line up, as always, all of your exceptional takes there, your comments. We definitely appreciate you, and do it for tomorrow's show on WTF Day. And happy WTF Eve to all who celebrate. David Pastrnak reporting yesterday, Chris, that VGK has put 10% of the franchise up for sale, and that stake is rumored to be around $200 million. Bill Foley's a billionaire and a guy who wants complete control. So you have to wonder, if you put up the $200 million to own a minor stake in the franchise, what returns do you get, and how much of a voice do you have as a minority holder?
I think it depends on who the buyer is, probably. I mean, how about Tom Brady? Let's start there. I don't know. I mean, it's tough to speculate what this will look like. Is it simply a place for a potential investor to park their money and get a slow return over the next half decade? Is it something where they're looking for another seat at the table and to have these voices about the business, not the on ice stuff, but the business of the
another suit? Oh my goodness, another suit.
Chooch, is that what you said?
Another Chooch. I said another suit, but Chooch is definitely
another Chooch in a suit. There you go. I mean, listen, Foley is smart when it comes to money. We've learned this, and we've all given him a few percentages, if you will, of our income, or in some cases a lot more than 1 or 2% of our income. Golden Knights, Bill Foley paid what, $500 million, if I'm not mistaken, when the team joined the league in the 2017-2018 campaign. So now he gets to recoup 40% of that in one fall swoop 9 years later. I think that's the smart business play right there.
Oh yeah. Do you feel that eventually he will sell this team? Because he's a business guy, and I'm sure that he has, like with all of his other holdings, there's not much. Obviously there's an emotional tie, but money is more emotional, I think, for Bill Foley.
Yeah, no, that's a fair question. And I honestly don't know much history about his family outside of his ownership in the Golden Knights and some other business
And the
ventures that have
wine and
popped
the
up.
real estate. Yeah.
I mean, we've seen him acquire multiple sports franchises, local and international. We've seen him have
Soccer.
ownership claim or stakes in local teams. So he definitely likes his sports. There's no doubt about that. Would it surprise me if one day if it was not in the family? Sure. I mean, I know Mr. Foley, he's up there a little bit in age, and I don't know what the plan is
His son, right?
for.
I think his son would take over
Yeah,
ownership.
and that would be nice to keep it in the family. I mean,
Mhm.
listen, you look at the business of the team, you have ever since day one, I don't think there has never been a game that has had less than 100% occupancy outside of the COVID nonsense. So you look at the fact that, yeah, there's butts in the seats and everything. And sure, there's some concerns about the business handlings and the money side. And, I've heard a lot of internal concerns about season ticket renewals and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
maybe this team is heading down, a more troubled financial path. And
Maybe it hit the ceiling, right? Maybe
it
it's
could
reached that
have.
ceiling unless they win another cup, and then, of course, you do it recoil and start all over again.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, and I make the comment, troubled financial, and I don't think this team is financially hurting by any means, but I definitely think in the coming years, especially if the team does not win a cup, let's say this year and next year, it's amazing that we're talking about if this team doesn't win a cup, but that's the reality that Foley and McCrimmon have
It's in the
created in this
budget.
town.
It's in this year's budget again.
There you go. It's in the budget to have a deep, at least probably a run to the conference final, I would say.
Now,
Um,
remember the Malou family was involved with this team. I mean, they were such silent partners. They owned, I believe, 15% of the
and those
franchise.
are not two silent individuals by any means, so that's interesting, but keep going.
Right. Well, there's 3 basically, and then the sister and the whole fam, but they sold their interest a couple of years ago. They went
Take my
away
back.
quietly. I know for a fact that, when they were building this franchise, they used all the connections and the contacts of the Malou family to sell during that initial ticket drive. They were huge in helping out and, getting this, franchise started. I think the Maloof brothers and the sister should have statues in front of T-Mobile Arena. I want to see who the first statues go
Oh,
up with.
that's good. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how this whole thing plays out, and you do wonder how long it does take. I mean, is this the type of thing where someone picks up the phone, "Hey, I'm in," and and it happens that quickly? Is this something that could take a year to do? I honestly have no idea, and I am really curious if it's going to be, is it going to be a group of former athletes that pool money together and create
Mm.
some incorporation? Is it going to be one person we've never even heard of? Is it going to be someone else with the winery background? Like, this is what's interesting to see. And then, you wonder how, is Mark Cuban going to come into the fold? I don't know if
No,
he has
this
anything in
isn't
the
a good
stars, but,
investment. This
you
is
know,
when you don't have the voice, it's not
I
a
want to
good
see Foley on Shark Tank pitching the Golden Knights as an investment. That's what I want to see right there. Bill
That's
Foley on
tremendous.
Shark Tank pitching the Golden Knights.
Do you remember it was, I believe, a little over a year ago, and then the rumor just dissipated, but I reported on this very show that Bill Foley wanted his own arena, wanted to build another arena
We did talk about
for
that about 2
himself.
years ago. I remember this.
Is it 2 years ago? Holy
It's been a
smoke.
while. Yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah.
So right now, currently,
Last time I
he's
shaved.
partnered with AEG and MGM Resorts. You think he's looking for maybe some liquidity to see that goal through? I'm trying to figure out
Where
why
would
he
you
would
put an
part.
arena that's better than T-Mobile, Tony?
Well, he wants his own, and the reason why you're paying a lot more for those $50 beers is because of the partnership with AEG, with MGM Resorts, where they each take a piece of the pie. So they each have to make their money so that in other arenas, $5, $6 beer now is 10, 15, $20, whatever that is. Yeah, that's what he wanted to
I
do.
mean,
So he could have
listen,
total control.
and that's
He's a
fine, but
control
I
freak. Come on,
cannot
man.
see what. First of all, this it would not do as well if you put it in a local area. It needs to be on the strip, number one, for the
Mhm.
tourists. And we've been down this road so many times with arenas failing. They talk about it for 5 minutes, and a group of ex-athletes get together and say they're going to put this basketball arena somewhere on the north end of the strip by Sahara and all that,
Oh
and then it
boy,
never happens. And
that was a mess.
behind Flamingo and Bally's was the original T-Mobile location one day. And I mean, you keep hearing this, and it never comes to fruition. But there's nothing better than where it is right now. And for Foley to go away from that, it would have to be a spectacular circumstance.
And two other teams are considering similar moves. Maybe that's where Foley got the idea from, Dallas and Calgary. Coming up next,
Had to.
Locks, I had to slide that in there. Locks, props, and chance for tonight's game. Stay with us. Coming up next, right here on Locked On Golden Knights.
We have the rigged counter. Now we need the Calgary counter for you. That was you saying that, not me, by the way.
Thanks for tuning in today to Locked On Golden Knights. He is Tony Dasco. I'm Chris Gawlik. And make sure that you subscribe and follow us so that you get the latest episodes. That was hilarious. One day, someone asked me if I was Chris Gawlik, and I said, yes. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already, please check out our new Everydayer Club. Access to an ad-free audio feed, invitation to that members-only Discord, and a members-only Locked On merch store. Check it out today. Join our Locked On Golden Knights community, lockedonpodcast.com/everydayer club. I do want to give a shout out to our good friends at Locked On Seahawks. They got a massive mention yesterday. Who's this actor? Josh Lucas. I'm not familiar with this guy, whatever. But he was on Good Morning Football yesterday and said, hey, I started following the Seahawks by listening to Locked On Seahawks. He goes, I'm sure you've heard of that network. I thought that was really cool. So congrats to our folks up there in the great Northwest.
He was in Sweet Home Alabama, The Secret, Dare to Dream, The Black Demon, Palm Royal, Ford versus Ferrari. That's the only one of those movies I've heard of.
Okay. I watched that movie. Yeah. Okay. I don't know who these, I don't know. I don't follow a lot of these actors, what have you.
Yeah.
I do follow.
You follow their families.
And the families and the Malou family and AEG and MGM Resorts. And of course, Bill Foley and Steve Spott. Bruce Cassidy said his team worked on neutral zone transitions, ozone spacing, and goal scoring stuff. He did term it stuff yesterday. The Golden Knights are going to have to score goals in this road trip, and in this game tonight.
Take, Tony.
Yeah, I know that I have to revert to Pete DeBoer saying that you have to score at least 3 goals to win. That was DeBoer, I think. But VGK cannot get caught looking ahead to the Toronto game tomorrow night. I don't think this is a good spot for the Golden Knights, a good Steve spot even, against a motivated Bruins team. I'm going 5-4 Boston to win it on a late goal. I think they're miffed about this Rasmus Andersson deal. I really do. And I think they might come out on fire and try to take it out on the Golden Knights, who get every single prize possession. I will go again. Can I go with Ivan Barbashev again? He's got it. There's too many Barbashevs in the kitchen. I know that, but I think I want Barbashev again. And I'm going to go with the unsung Cole Reinhardt. 5-4 Boston on a late goal. The Golden Knights looking ahead to the massive game in Toronto tomorrow.
I'm with you that it's a tough spot for the Golden Knights. It's the only thing that's helping the Golden. Well, there could be two things, I guess, that could maybe level it out a little bit, I guess is what I'm looking to say. One, Cassidy still has the connection. Two, I guess 3 things. You mentioned the Eichel circumstances earlier. And then if Rasmus Andersson, we don't know what's going on there. Very
Percentages of whether he'll be in the lineup. I say 72.
And a hook.
72 and a hook percent.
I'm at 62, so I think we're probably about the same thing right now. I think it's a rough spot for the Golden Knights. I think they are looking ahead to Toronto. 5-2 Boston. I don't have a lot of faith tonight. Stone and Eichel, they're just getting it done right now. A couple props. I mean, let's go with Eichel and Stone as anytime goal scorers. Eichel's plus 160. Stone is plus 180. So as long as one of those gentlemen put the puck in the net, you win a couple of bucks. And a fun little prop here. Let's go with Jack Eichel back to 4 shots on goal. I'm taking the Bruins to score first and last. And I think both teams will score 2 or greater goals. $5 is going to win you $46. Golden Knights are favorites tonight, minus 134. Boston's plus 112, which the values on Boston tonight.
Values on Boston, yeah.
Values on Boston, there's no doubt about that. And then you got a 6.5 over-under out there. If it's Schmid, obviously, I go under. If it's Hill, I go over.
Yeah, Hilly's struggling. Did you see the shade yesterday provided by one Bruce Cassidy? Wasn't swaying much. However, he did wear He did wear the shirt yesterday with the Stanley Cup right there to rub it in. Didn't he wore his ring, right? When he went back there the one time.
I don't know if he wore the ring or not, but I mean, if he was on the golf course, we know what he would use for his ball marker. So.
That's right. The gold medal there for the Four Nations. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. How many times on my bingo card I have over under of a hook on the number of times that Cassidy mentions maybe like Ray Bork or some other great Boston Bruin. Like, yeah. And, it was just
things to say.
Okay. We know that these are original 6 teams, and this is a big trip. I think it's a pivotal trip. I think I termed it 4 big games coming up for the Golden Knights.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you want to see the team in a good spot going into the long Olympic break. And as it sits right now, the Golden Knights, let's go on the West. The Golden Knights right now sitting atop of the Pacific, 60 points to the Oilers 58, but the Golden Knights got 3 games in hand.
3 games in hand, yeah.
Anaheim's got 55 points. Golden Knights got 2 games in hand. So this points percentage, 6.25 for the Golden Knights, 5.69 and 5.50 for the Ducks. So you're starting to see a little separation there.
Yeah.
And if the Golden Knights can maintain that before they do come back and they do have more games against the Pacific and the West, that certainly can bode well for a team that is still on the mend. We talked about yesterday's show, and a lot of other people have talked about it too now. How the Golden Knights have 6, actually it's 8 players, but 6 key pieces of this roster that will not be back before the Olympics. And that doesn't mean they come back right after the Olympics are over as well. So you got to credit the Golden Knights here. I mean, I know we've been down on them a little bit about things, but they did have that winning streak. And this is a team that I know it's a lot of teams go through this, but this is another year where the injuries seem to be a bit more unique for the Vegas Golden Knights as far as how many of players have been out and for how long they've been out. So 60 points, 48 games in, a 6.25 points percentage. 6.25 points percentage looks like that has them for second, third,
7th. Was it 7th? 6th, 7th, something like that.
6th, 7th.
7th.
Yeah, 7th overall in the league in points percentage.
All right.
That's noteworthy. That's noteworthy.
We appreciate everyone making Locked On Golden Knights your first listen of the day, and thank you for making Locked On the #1 sports podcast network. If you never miss an episode, it's time to make it official. Join the Locked On Everydayer Club. Join the Locked On Golden Knights community. Go to lockedonpodcast.com/everydayer club. Big 4-game road swing for the Golden Knights. If they can split, I think they'll be okay. Yeah. From a man, Chris Gawlik, I'm Tony Dasco from Las Vegas. We'll see you tomorrow right here on Locked On Golden Knights.